We're now going to look at a main routine. The main routine is the start point for any program that you want to be able to execute, although it may delegate responsibilities to procedures and functions. And we create a main at global level, that means directly into the file, and you can see it's the first option offered here. I type M and that creates a main frame, and because the main frame is slightly unusual in not having any fields of its own, the focus goes straight onto the selector inside it for adding statements. Now, you don't have to have a main in your code file. If, for example, you could just write some functions and you could write tests that test those functions or procedures, if you were writing those with the intention that they would eventually be incorporated into another program. But if you want to be able to run the program, you have to have a main. You don't have to write it first. You can write other things first and then add the main in later. And it doesn't have to be at the top, although it's a good convention to put the main routine at the top so that it's clear when somebody opens a file whether it's going to be an executable program or not. Inside the main, I can write any of these statements. In fact, it's the same list of things that you can do inside a procedure. A procedure is sometimes referred to as a subroutine, a routine that's going to be called by main or indeed by another subroutine. And I can write those below or indeed above. Notice that the word main has disappeared from this list because you can only create one main in a file. So, for example, I could just put a simple print statement in here, print hello. Press enter, it's compiling so I can run it and we see hello on the console. But if I delete this with Control Delete and just put in a function, say, and fill this in with some simple details and return 0. So this is compiling, but notice that the run button is still grayed out, and if I hover over it, the tooltip says code must have a main routine to be run. So let's now look at an example, more realistic example in situ. Let's try this merge sort program, and here we can see that in the main we're just doing two things. We're declaring a variable called li, named li, short for list, which we're setting to a literal list of names of fruits, and then we are printing out the result of using the merge sort function declared below on that list. And so if we run it, what we get back is an immutable list where the names of the fruit have been sorted in order, and we could write a more sophisticated little loop to print that out in a different form if we wanted to.